Hey everybody, wanted to welcome you back to my channel. Um, Thank you for coming back and viewing my content. That's very important to me. Um, your support keeps me motivated to continue to do this, and as I do this, I get more and more into um, talking about my story and how things have changed in my life, and hopefully, this can help somebody else. It wasn't an easy thing. It certainly wasn't easy, and I know for a fact that there's many people out there that's struggling right now, and hopefully these words will kind of help you a little bit and get you through some of the things that you may be uncertain about and how to really deal with them. Um, and sometimes the most important thing is to see that it's a problem. And, we could have like many, many problems in our lives and they continue to build up because we don't have the solutions or experience that it takes to be able to solve some of these things. And um, just by course of nature, they just continue to build and build and build. And we tend to find ourselves overwhelmed, and then we say, well, it's too big now. I don't want to deal with it. Or but let me say this, the key to really solving most of the problems that you experience is in the process of getting to know yourself and being honest about what you find out about yourself. Sometimes we find out things that we really don't want to confront, or we don't want to accept because we feel like that's not me, or yeah, that doesn't apply to me, or that's other people's stuff. Yeah. um I was in denial for a long time. I could not see myself because of what I experienced growing up. I mean, I grew up in Ida B. Wells Project. Even before then, my mom lived on 43rd and, King Drive, and that whole area where, there was this cloud that was all around that area, many areas on the south side, which that cloud is still there because there's just a lot of cleansing that needs to happen there. But fortunately, some of that area was healed by tearing down the projects and putting more healthier places to live there in that area, and and that's how you improve a community when you do put that money back into it. But getting back to the damage that that community creates within um, its population, a lot of people haven't resolved that. I mean, there's a saying, you could take a person out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out the person. That's true. I live that all the time. I mean, I do want to do right most of the time. I do want to follow the laws and all those kind of things. But sometimes, I'm human too, just like anybody else. That little hood come out sometimes. You know what I mean? But now that I'm a little bit more in control of, how I respond to things, has gotten me further with my understanding of why I react to those things that way. Um, Basically um, hmm, knowing yourself, knowing and dealing with the traumas that happened as a kid, and even when I got older. I mean, I had traumas. They were not as bad as the traumas that I received when I was younger because I wasn't in control. Somebody else was in control of how I grew up and what I was exposed to and what I learned. So, getting back to the root of this, um, it was hard for me to accept. And I carried this victim mentality for so long, and I was feeling so guilty about it because I felt like I deserved everything that happened to me as a child. But how could I? I was only 6 years old. How could I understand or know what was right and what was wrong? You know, at that stage, I'm learning how to be a kid, not be in a situation where I am being molested by an older person. I mean, a much older person. I mean, this went on for so many years, but also living in that area, there were just many times that I came across those type of encounters that I should not have been even considered for that kind of stuff, you know? But I carried this, and I'm just gonna be frank, there were people that molested the kids in the neighborhood. Yeah, there were plenty of them, you know. Um, I mean, that was just part of where I came from, and carried a lot of that mentality forth because, you know, I wasn't nobody listened to me. Nobody heard when the doctor said, somebody's been doing something to this kid. I guess that didn't really matter, but think about it. All of the other females that had to go through that, young girls, we couldn't speak about that stuff. And there were instances of boys too that was being molested in the community. We didn't talk about that stuff. Oh my God, no. But imagine just a group of people carrying this around for years, never getting the therapy for it, never understanding that when that happened to them as a child, they stopped growing. They don't, and still don't know today. There's so many little boys and girls that are trapped in these adults that have not been able to grow up. You know why? Because they haven't been taught how to go for help for these things or even to recognize that there's a problem. Because I grew up with the premise of therapy is not for black people when we are the most damaged people on this planet. We, above all, anybody need therapy. So at the age of 33, I decided that I needed to go and get some help because I was living a lifestyle where I didn't care about anybody. And that's so not godlike, spirit like. You must care about your fellow man. You must. It's your duty. But when you're living in a blind world because you don't understand the dynamics of being healed or finding help so you can be healed, so you won't repeat certain patterns and habits that you've been doing all of your life, which results in you not being able to move forward or progress or have what you want in life. Your life is just continue to struggle. It may be good, in some ways, or aesthetically it's good, but deep down inside it's not. And that's what really counts the most. You could have my favorite car, the Lamborghini AGM Blue with suicide doors. I could have that. Absolutely, I could have that. But would I be happy if I was not healed on the inside? Nope. Because if I'm not healed on the inside, that means I don't love myself. So how can I love somebody else? This is what a lot of people carry around with them today. Still. And you know what? This is why I'm making these videos, because you know what? I know a lot of people out there that need help. All you gotta do is just, listen to my story. It's like your story. I'm no different than you. It's just that I went and got some help for it. And so I was able to grow spiritually. And I could understand certain things. And you can too. All you need to know is that just let spirit in. Let spirit do what it does. Get your spiritual team together. Don't be defeated by how you grew up or the circumstances around your growth or what happened. Eliminate all of that. And the first thing too is you got to stop depending on man. You got to listen to spirit more. You listen, man is not going to save you. Spirit is. Yourself is going to save yourself. And you'll be able to elevate. You'll be able to go to the next level. But you can't if you're still vibrating on the 3D. This time right now, all these new moons, the changes, the eclipses, all these things are stemming around raising and increasing the vibration of the planet as well as its citizens, its inhabitants. But you have to do the work. You got to do the work if you want to heal spiritually. You got to do the work. You got to confront all of that stuff from your past. Yeah. And that's the hardest part about awakening because you have to do that work that you don't want to confront. But accept it. Look. You were a little baby. You were a child. You had no control over what that person did to you. You have none. You are not a victim. No. Don't carry that mentality. You were a child. You had no idea, no concept of what was going on. See, your parents have to pay for that. Did you hear me? Your parents have to pay for that. Because you know what? When children are put on this planet, it is the responsibility of that parent to take care of that child, to keep that child out of harm's way and out of danger. Nobody can be blamed but the parent. So y'all might disagree with me, but who else could help you in that time? If the parent was uh, there, there's no word I want to use. If the parent was present, if she was present, he or she was present, or both, none of that would have happened to you. None of that would have happened. So you hear all these people, yeah, you got to honor your mother, honor thy father. Oh, their responsibility is much higher because or greater because we didn't ask to come here. And that's why it's their duty to take care of us while we're here. Now, whatever you choose to do as an adult, and you face no traumas or anything like that, and you just reckless, then you really need spirit. Because a lot of people that's damaged like that, man, they so meek and don't even know it. Be grateful and thankful for the people that have not gone through childhood traumas like rape and incest and abuse, beating, verbal abuse, slanderous behavior from your parents. Be happy you didn't have that as a child. But you can still come here where we are and you can still heal. You can still help yourself. The first thing here is we have to help ourselves. We really need to get back to our roots as a group. We are in a trauma group. We are different from most people because if you've never suffered trauma like that, you don't know where we are. Can't follow us. Now, it's very, 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 very painful place to be. And it's really extremely difficult when you don't have resources or you don't have anybody to reach out to. It's really hard then. But you know one thing? Spirit ain't never gonna leave you. The moment that you acknowledge spirit, and I'm saying outside of the influence of man, once you recognize spirit outside of the influence of man, your life is going to considerably change. Because then you will recognize you are on your own, and that's where you've been anyway. You can have a million family members, but you're still on your own. And that's how you need to go to spirit, on your own. Be present. Stand up. Be present. Trust this spirit, and the spirit team has you, because they do. I could tell. I could tell people that walk in the light. You know how I could tell that? Because they hurt the most. They're not these happy go lucky people. They might appear that way because, there is joy in their life after an awakening, but these people are empaths. And when you're an empath, you absorb all the energies of pain and suffering, all that from people. So if you're around people, you're going to absorb their energy, and it may contain pain and suffering. But if you consider everything, you are going to absorb that pain from the world and things that go on. And let me tell you, there's no shortage of things that's been going on. So we're tired. So we're just asking that you come aboard, join the spiritual team without man. Excuse me. Come show up and be present on your own. Do that for yourself. And that depression, anxiety, PTSD, trauma, whatever it is that's been malignant in your life will go away. And you can replace it with joy and peace and happiness in the real sense. Come join my spiritual team. I'm asking you. Spirit is calling. And please, people, don't get this stuff twisted. Don't get it twisted. You have to save yourself. This don't cost you anything right here. For me to talk to you, I'm talking to you in the raw sense. Those people are not going to talk to you like this. They're not going to do that. Half of them you can't even get near. That's crazy. The word is free. Spirituality is free. It don't cost you anything. But what it will do, it'll change your life. It'll heal you. It'll put you in a life of abundance. It will put you in a life of discernment. It will put you in a life of light, goodness, and harmony and peace. And therefore you will be able to bless the next person the same way. See, you got to give too. We don't look for gratitude from people. We look for favor from spirit. And I'm going to tell you, they ain't going to never lead you wrong. Spirit ain't going to never not be there for you. Oh, yeah, no. Look, I'll get some more into my journey too. But yeah, it's been many times, man. I probably should have been locked the pluck up. Oh, no, Spirit said we got something for her. She follow her path. We're going to take her to where we want her to be. Not where she's going to be because I have my own free will and I can do whatever I want to do. Well, yeah, that could have cost me a lot because I thought I could do it on my own. And I found out quickly in a span of a little time like that, no, I can't do it by myself. And I don't even know that what the path that Spirit had planted out for me long ago. But guess what? See, I'm on this path now so I can understand it a little bit more. And I can walk with it. Yeah. I can strongly walk with it. So yeah, I'm not gonna bore you too much. But that message today is take that step. I know where you're going. Take that step. Allow you to follow your journey's path. Allow spirit in your heart and in your life. And encourage the people around you too. Hey, you guys mean a lot to me. And that's from the heart. That's strictly from the heart. I love each and every one of y'all. That's on God. That's on God. So I'm going to say this to you guys with humble hearts. Can you please like and subscribe and pass it on to the next person? Because I want people to genuinely know that there are people out there that want them to heal, that want them to get right for real. Not none of this stuff that's going on. I need y'all to get healed for real. Because, see, the next part of this thing is going to be something wonderful, but not everybody get to go in. That's the part right there. Not everybody is going to be allowed in. Y'all think, oh yeah, that was a good person, they going to heaven. Oh, that was a bad person, they going to hell. I'm not sure where those concepts came from, but if you think about it, wherever world you in, that could be your heaven or your hell. It didn't have to be a physical place. It certainly can be a mental place for many people. You think about that one. So on the next video, I'll see you guys. Until the next video, I hope y'all have a pleasant Memorial Day. Thank you for sticking around, and let's get acquainted, you guys. Throw some comments in there. Tell me what you think. You know, I'm at a point right now, if it's good or bad, I can handle it. But sometimes some people need to really get it out. Throw a few lines in there. Don't be afraid. Nobody's judging you here. Not at all. But we do want you to get better. So, all right, guys, take care. Enjoy your week and be safe out there.